What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Vast Life. Living life in the Vast Lane.
Life in the Vast Lane. This is Carlos.
And I'm Asia. And
we are the Vasquezes. Hey, we just kind of wanted to let you guys know a little bit more about us, get a bit more personal things you might want to know. Maybe you don't. If you don't, you're at the wrong channel. But this is about us. You feed me.
Yeah, they know me.
All right. I think she has some stuff written down. What you got?
Okay, so as you can see by the title, obviously we're sharing how we met. But first off, I just want to start off by saying I hope everyone is coping well with the times that we're experiencing now. YouTube has been flagging people for mentioning or saying the name of this pandemic. So I'm just gonna say it means crown in Spanish. How about that? So, so yeah, we just hope everybody is just doing well and just remembering to focus on God and love at this time. You know, for some people it may be scary. You know, obviously, you know, we haven't been through things, you know, a pandemic,
yes, anything of this magnitude,
right?
Not pandemic, just anything,
right?
And you know, people are freaking out. There's, you know, shelves at the grocery store completely bare. Everybody's scrounging for what little they can get their hands on, and I think it's important to know is that, you know, if you have God on your side, you have more than enough. It's gonna make a way. No need to panic. Definitely be cautious. Definitely have your mind, you know, set to doing the best that you can in this time. But at the same time, don't act out of fear. Don't act out of any kind of nervousness. Don't get reckless. Stay the course. Be focused. Be vigilant. Amen.
Amen. And God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So just remember that. And speaking of that, our sister, she has a YouTube channel. It's called let's see, Repent, Love, Forgive, and Repeat. She basically shares videos of scriptures and even her words of encouragement of healing and what's the other one? Healing and...
Just go check it out.
Yes, right.
Encouragement for your life. Hey.
Yes. I'll put her link to her YouTube channel in the description box. So yeah, let's get into this video. First question, where did we meet?
We met at our job. Well, at my job, she just came, got hired later. So she was stalking me on Facebook and got hired where I was working.
No, guys, of course you know not to listen to him. Listen to me, because I'm the one that's truthful. Yes, but we met at our job. Obviously, we won't disclose our job just for security purposes, but we met at our job, and yeah, this was back in 2017. He was already working there. I started at our job October 2017. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's
October 2017. That's
where it all started out. So do you want to briefly start out by explaining like our first interaction? We're not going to be long because our offspring is asleep and she's a newborn, so we have to, you know, speed this up. So we're not going to be.
About her. That's my pumpkins. But
this is Mama's baby, but we can't be long. So go ahead, babe.
Anyway, so basically, we were on the same shift. So both work 11 to 8. I was always running late because I just was over it on that department. God bless you, God keep you. But so I would go there late, and then I would always see this. I was like, oh, that new girl, she kind of tall, got a little.
How's that new thing on the block?
Ain't tight. But no, she was looking like a little something. I said, "What you gonna do with that?" And I was just walking. I didn't actually talk to her, so she was every day. She would be getting out of the car as I'm pulling up. I'm like, dang. So I would get out the car as fast as I can, grab my little stuff, and I'd be on the way, right? Walking towards the door. And then, but she'd be walking so fast, a little tight little switch, just walking. I mean, kicking it.
What is that? What was that? My booty?
Just kicking it.
Okay.
I was like, now, you better make me do a light jog trying to catch you. I'm gonna need you to chill out. So anyway, I walked behind her and I was like, man. And then she would go to like the double doors, and the double doors, she says she looked, but she wasn't looking. She would like go in the double doors and open the door and just walking and like didn't check to see if I was behind her. Didn't check to see if like.
Mind you, pause. At our job.
I'm going to tell the same story just 1 second because you're going to have to tell your own little side of it.
Okay.
Anyway, so she would go in there, just open the door, just walk on in, just nonchalant, not caring about anybody's life behind her. They could have just got hit in the face by the door because she didn't care about their life. But anyway, I was like, man, she looked like she might be stuck up, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm still gonna talk to her because I ain't never scared. Bone crusher, boy. Anyway.
Okay, so honestly, I don't know. Ever since, just this is a side note, ever since I became pregnant, my memory has been like, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah. So we would both be walking in, basically. This is after like, I don't know. But anyway, we would both be walking in. Mind you, when we're walking into our job, there's this window, there's this glass. And you can kind of see the reflection of who's ever behind you. So I would see him, and whatever, I'm just, walking, being cute, like, okay.
Tell him how you used to plan to get out the car.
Babe, let me get there. So yeah, so that happened a few days. I mean, over time, at first, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like where I was waiting on because I didn't know him. But, as I started noticing him at work, I was like, oh, okay, who's that little cutie? And so I was like, okay, so I would notice that we would kind of pull up at the same time, or I would get there a little before him. So over time, I would wait in the car. Well, he had a Tahoe. So I would look, in my car, because I had some really dark tints, so you couldn't see me in the car. So I would park my car, knowing where he's going to park. I would park it over in that section of the parking lot. And then I would kind of like look and see, if he was coming. And then I would hurry up and get out of the car as he got closer to, getting parked next to me because I knew where he was going to park. And so I would wait, and then I would get out of the car right before he pulled up. And then I would get out and I would kind of like, pace myself because, guys don't really pay attention. I mean, how are you going to know that that's what I'm doing? So yeah, we would walk in and I would just be walking real fast. Girls, you can't make it obvious. You can't just be like, okay, I'm here, like some of these girls out here. But you just got to do it nice and classy. You just got to make yourself known without making yourself known. So yeah, so we would just walk in together, and I would just be like, okay, is he going to say something? Is he going to whatever? So fast forward to when we, and I did that a couple of days, like a couple weeks before we actually start talking. And then when we actually like met each other.
When I finally got the endurance to catch up to her and ran to meet her. No, I'm just kidding. No, what happened was we were in the break room, and she had got some, like at our job, they always have like, they don't have a cafeteria at our job, which is trash. But they always have like food trucks come through. And one of them came through, it was like a fish truck, like a fried fish,
and chicken and fries and all that.
She don't even like fish, but for some reason she had the fried fish that day.
Yeah.
And I asked her about it. I was like, hey, I was going to get some, but I was nervous because, it's a food truck. I asked her, hey, is that fish good? We kind of just chopped it up for a second.
Yeah, it was just small talk.
So then that was kind of it for that one. And then I saw her again in the lunchroom. Like, I think it was like the next day. Or maybe 2 or 3 days later, same week. And I just was like, hey, actually was it the same day?
I don't know, but it was all around the same time. Just know I was still in training, so it was still early.
So I walk up to her again, and I'm like, hey, what's up?
That's my saying.
Yeah, it's trash. It's so hood, I don't like it. But
whatever.
So I was like, yo, can I have a seat? Can I sit with you? She was like, yeah, go ahead. So we started chopping it up. We was talking about, a little this, little that. I was doing a little sliding, little what's happening through there. You know what I'm saying? She was going for it,
right?
little kiki.
Yeah, I remember one of our little lunch. It wasn't a lunch day. I'm not even gonna call it a lunch day, but one of our first interactions, I don't know if it was that day that I had the fish, but you were like, what you doing this weekend or whatever or something. I was like, well, I need to get my oil change. Mind you, he has he still had never, I had this car for 2 years since I knew him. He had not done what he said he was gonna do. He said, what are you gonna do this weekend? I said, oh, I need to get my oil changed. She was like, you know, I can change your oil. I can do that. Yeah, I can do brakes and stuff too, or whatever. And I was like, okay, so I don't gotta go to, you know, the dealership or whatever, what I normally go to. And he was like, no, he was like, I can do it for you. And I was like, okay. But anyway,
So anyway, back to what I was saying. So I sat there next to her, and I was just kicking, got a couple of laughs in, a couple of whatevers. And some people that will remain nameless were at a different table. They were sitting there, and they were just like, some friends of mine, not one of them a friend, one of them kind of, but anyway, they were sitting there, and they was like looking at me, pointing. They're like 5 or 6 feet away from us, and they're like pointing, laughing, like, look at Carlos trying to talk to a new chick, taking pictures, sending to me on Snapchat. Like some of the lamest stuff I've ever seen to date. Like I've never experienced such lameness from any man ever. But one of them's still my friend, he's still my guy, and it didn't stop nothing. But that's beside the point. So it was starting to get on my nerves, and I didn't want it to mess up the flow that I had going because it was going well. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and stop by your desk later. I gotta get back to work. She was like, all right, cool. So then I come by her desk with the little, because in our office we can't have any phones. So I come through with the clean sticky notes. I think it was blue.
No, it was, oh, I don't know. I thought it was yellow.
Anyway, I stopped by the desk, and I dropped by the little sticky note. I'm like, hey, go ahead and put your number on there. I'll chop it up or whatever. She's like, okay.
No, he didn't say it like that, y'all. Let me show y'all how he walking past. Mind you, there's cubicles, of course. So I'm sitting like low, and he's like over the cubicle. He's walking past all slow, and he was like, hey, slide your number on. Put your number down on that. And I was like, okay. And I hurry up and did it. And I was like, here. And then he walked away. I mean, he took it and walked away.
Taking it walk away, just boom.
And after that, to speak this up, I was like, why isn't he texting me? Like, this was on like of course, a weekday.
Yeah.
I was like, why isn't he texting me? Like, I didn't expect you to text me the first night. I was like, okay, whatever. Second night, okay. And then I was like, okay, it's been a few days. It's been a whole weekend. I remember when I was sitting at church, evening service, 7 o'clock service, and I saw this number pop up on my phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, who's texting me? I looked at it, and then he was like, hey, or something. I don't know what he said, but I was like, he finally texted me. And so, no, I think he had FaceTimed me, or I don't know. Anyways, I responded something saying, oh, I'm gonna call you back. I'm at church right now. And then I think that night we ended up FaceTiming each other. And then from there, the rest was history. But yeah, it wasn't
just history. Like it was a lot going on. Number one, at the job at that time, I had the juice. Let's not even play with it. I had the juice.
Yeah, he had the juice. I'm not even gonna lie, because there were so many girls that would talk to me about him, and it's so funny because nobody knew that we were like talking, like, you know, just talking. We were just talking on the phone, FaceTime, whatever, getting to know each other. We were like talking a lot. And, you know, other girls would talk about him and say, yeah, I wonder about him, da, da, da. You know, just say little stuff. And, you know, I'm sitting here like, girl, but, you know, I talk to him every single night. So, boo. Yeah, he was just living his best life, his best single life at work. And, you know, at first I was like, I can kind of see how he moved. Not that he was just like being too much, but, you know, I can see how he interacted with, you know, other ladies. And I was just like, is he another one of them? You know, let me just kind of feel him out. But he was just so cool, so genuine, so sweet, so soft-spoken. You know, he wasn't disrespectful. And I don't know, it's just, our conversation was just like crazy. Like, we could talk about everything, and we were so relatable. Like, some stuff that we grew up in church together. We watched some of the same movies. I mean, we were just so relatable when we were, you know, I guess in that talking phase. And it was just something more that attracted me to him. So it was, you know, hard to say, okay, he's a very nice, it seemed like he's a really nice guy, but I see how he interacts with, you know, different ladies at work. So it's just like, you know, I kind of had to sit back and observe first. But yeah. That's
yeah,
all.
I had to, they got down to the Final Four, you know what I'm saying? And then she had won, her little matchup. There was another matchup on the other side, and then it was like the other one. And then it was head to head. And then she just kept coming through. Like she kept doing like the right things. Like she wasn't trying to like force nothing too quick. Matter of fact, it was the exact opposite. She was trying to not make anything like, trying to just be like, let's just be cool. Let's just not just be cool. But she was interested in the relationship, but at the same time, she wasn't trying to, just put herself out there like that. And that was kind of intriguing. So she ended up winning a little what's happening, and I cut everybody else off. So she got her little trophy or whatever.
Don't do this hand thing. Yeah, but
she hated when I do that.
I know, right. So fast forward so that was October 2017. Fast forward to about July 4th, 2018. About July 4th. I don't know the exact date. What happened, babe? Tell them what happened, babe. We were on the couch.
What's she talking about?
The couch at Aunt Alice's house in the basement.
All right, so we was on the couch in my aunt's house. God rest her soul. And we was going to the Taste of Chicago.
Yeah, Taste of Chicago. Mm-hmm.
We was going to the Taste, and then I was like, I don't even know what we was talking about. We were just sitting there.
We were just sitting on the couch. I think we were waiting on your mom, or we were waiting to leave, or
because it was me, her, and my mom. We all went to Chicago.
Yeah.
And we sit on the couch. Whatever was said. My cousin was sitting there. My mom was sitting there. And then they left.
They left, yeah. And it was just us two down
talking
there.
about something. All of a sudden, I was just like, you know what? I love you. And she was like,
I didn't say it back at first because I was like, okay, is he playing? Like, what? This is weird. So he was just like, I love you. I was like,
I didn't say nothing. I just looked at you.
He was just like,
but my face was saying that. I was like,
are you gonna say it back? Like, hello, we've been doing all.
What I was meaning to say was olive juice. I would like to have some olive juice.
Right.
Add it to some.
I was just so shocked.
Soup.
I was just so shocked. Like, I don't know. It was just like a dream come true. I don't know. This whole thing leading up to that point, it was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm really feeling this. I'm really feeling him. Like, and obviously, I loved him too. But it was just when someone actually comes out and say it, and you're feeling the same way. It's just like I'm living in a dream. Like this is a dream. So when he said it, I was just like, I love you too. And then of course, you get all huggy and all that. And so it was just, I don't know. I just had butterflies the whole time. It was just so sweet.
So next question. What was our first date?
Our first date was, okay, so what was our first date? Y'all, we don't even remember.
It had to have been El Emporium.
But I don't remember the first time.
Well, our first time.
Our first
doing something together was a time. It must have been a good time.
I don't remember.
When you're living in a dream, it kind of just all meshes together. It's when it's just complete bliss. You're just you don't pay attention to the details. You just enjoy the ride.
No, good answer, babe. Good answer. That was a very good answer. But that's so true though, because I don't remember. So we're just gonna fast forward.
Except for one time, came to my desk with some drama, all over the claims. And I was like, no, we're at work. And I was like, we're at work. She kept kind of going, like, kind of really coming.
Oh, I remember that. I had to sit and think about it, yeah.